dialed in
to Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these
because
studs.
they know the brews.
And they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, cause shit's not funny.
And save yourself some
Beer money, bucks,
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
and
brews.
brews.
Bucks and Brews.
Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. I'm not worried about that little issue. Yeah, I'll cut that. Welcome back to Bucks and Brews. So we had a different type of episode last week, Nick, but it's turned out to be somewhat pretty popular there, which is nice. Both of our guests had a great time. We talked politics. Joe can't wait to come back on again because he said that he had just so much fun bullshitting.
Good.
So we always love to hear that. And if you're with us live, obviously, if you're listening back to the podcast, you're not live, but if you're with us live, it is voting day.
Yeah, and so speaking of Joe, right?
Yeah.
So in my county, which
Yes.
is where Joe is, they're off on numbers.
What do you mean?
They're off on machine and numbers and they had to shut everything down, do a physical count, get it all, and now they're back doing it. So my wife's in line, and I texted my wife, and she's like, "The line's so long," and blah blah. And I was like, "Well, here's my suggestion: go home until 7:45. Polls close at 8 o'clock." I was like, "If you're in line, they have to let you through." I was like, "Also, like, make sure you call my mom if you need a babysitter. You don't feel like having Emerson out. Like, your vote matters, and especially, in what she feels." And it's funny because my wife and I we talk, and she votes different than I vote, and right, like. Told her, I was like, I voted for Republicans, and she's like, "Yeah, but you didn't vote for this one." And I was like, "Fuck no!" Like, but there's a few that I voted for on other things. So,
Well, and Mike's that way too. He has said before he will still support a Republican candidate. I won't.
Yeah,
I flat out will never vote for a Republican again.
well, I say that could change, right? Like,
It could, obviously. I mean, if Democrats go batshit crazy, then I won't vote for Democrats either.
right?
And again, we've said it a million times. We don't vote for parties because we necessarily agree with them.
Yeah,
You vote because you're hoping that they have your best interests in mind.
yeah,
And for me right now, it's about, women's rights and BIPOC rights and LGBTQ rights and healthcare and the economy. And I'm much more aligned with liberals.
no, and say again, that's the good thing about America is you get to vote the way that you want, and you hope that other people feel the same you do, right?
Right.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't know. We asked the question, and I think it was asked too many times. I guess last week was, hey, the whole, are you gonna lose like a man, or however you want to put it, right? Like, I don't know. I think losing sucks, and especially because some of the things, if proposal 3 for us right here in Michigan. Like, we're going to be upset about it, right?
Pissed off
if it fails, but like, also we're going to accept it because there's nothing we can fucking do except for get out there and try to fight harder for it, right? I mean, you didn't. If I felt super strong about it, you didn't see me trying to get fucking signatures, right? So like, yes, I went and did my voting, but I didn't I shared my stuff, and I didn't share Facebook.
Yeah, but did you sign
the
for Prop 3?
Yeah. So,
and that's half the battle right there.
Right.
I signed it. I made sure when I was at a place with the signatures that the people around me went and signed. I said, "Hey, this is what's going on." And they're like, "Oh, we should sign that." I'm like, "Good, come with me right now. We'll go sign it."
Yeah. No, and so, and all right, so I know that we're trying not to make this political because, but all right, so help me with this because I think I know the answer. I just think it's really stupid. Okay, proposal 2 here in the state of Michigan, right, is to allow military members to vote not in their precinct, right? So to be able to vote outside of.
Let me pull up Prop 2 because I want to make sure I get it right.
To do absentee stuff. I'm just trying to figure out why, because Republicans are known to be such military friendly people.
Yeah, that's just a show. That's bullshit.
But what's going, like, why would you stop them from
So
getting their voice
their
heard?
biggest problem is it's going to allow more early voting. So instead of just absentee voting or mail-in voting,
Yeah.
you could actually vote at a poll up to 9 days before the election.
Oh, okay.
They would count the absentee ballots that are distributed to military personnel or people living overseas and completed and postmarked on or before election day. So one of the big issues we had in the 2020 election is nothing was allowed to be counted that was absentee or mail in until after the polls closed, which is why it took days for Michigan and Pennsylvania to figure out what was going on.
Yeah.
Because it looked like, by 9 o'clock at night, Trump had won.
Sure.
But they hadn't counted all of those mail-in votes, which were trending at that point 75 to 90% Democratic, because Democrats value their time. They don't want to go stand in line for 2 hours to vote.
All right, so like, sure, I'll give you that as a reason,
Mhm.
but I would also, I mean, as much as I want that to be an answer, I really like. You see what I'm wearing?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a
Yeah.
rainbow hat on. I have pink shorts and
Mhm.
some really sexy as fuck shoes. Right. This is when I went to the voting polls.
Yeah.
Okay. I live in an area that's not too accepting of this.
Absolutely.
Right. Like, I had a guy today come up to me and he goes, "Hey, just wanted to let you know, appreciate you wearing that hat. I didn't say something last time." And I was like, "Oh yeah, man, that's cool." Like, but like, people that feel they have to go out of their way because that's how often it's not seen in my area,
Right.
right? And I'm a big guy, and if you're gonna talk shit, it's gonna be fun for me. But what I'll say is, I also, like your wife, she said she had some problems at her polling thing or whatever. But the kid in front of me, all of a sudden, his shirt on the back of his shirt was sharpied, and it said "vote no" it said "vote no" on proposal 3. I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, I wanted to be a dick and be like, "Take that,
You should have.
take that back out. His vote doesn't get to count right now because
Yeah, he needs to change his fucking shirt.
He can't wear that in here." But again, so like, right, that's why absentee happens, because most people, I didn't feel like being in confrontation. I didn't want to stop everybody else from getting their vote, because I really feel in Ottawa County, at least my wife tells me I have to feel this way, is that people are actually going to show up this time, which I think is full of shit.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Right, like, it's not, but so I think they're just afraid to go around these areas because there's pocketed areas where so many people are feared to go because they just don't want the confrontation.
So I asked Caitlin to do her ballot early, so she did absentee.
Oh, sure.
I do absentee because I vote in Kalamazoo, so I vote at Cooper Township.
Yep.
Because that's my address. Dawn would flat out refuse. She's going to the location on the day.
See, and I refuse to. It's funny because I refuse as well. Like, I think there's a reason for it, but I also understand how there could be a problem, right? Like, I'm not saying there's anything, hypothetically speaking, right? Like, you get to sit with your daughter and force her, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, right? People who have kids that are 18 that don't give a fuck. If they have 18-year-old kids, they'll be like, "Cool, get your ballot. Now we have an extra vote," right? Like, either side, it's not great with me, right? It doesn't resonate well. And it doesn't matter what that, as long as person, and also I can't guarantee that you're the one that didn't fill in the bubble.
Right.
So I guess there's that for me. It's just kind of funny to me, I guess.
Well,
and so but I also think that in like Detroit, so in my area, it's weird because we are very packed, just as much as you are in your area. And it's never really a horrible thing to get into voting, right?
Yeah, you're in this area, unless you're in Grand Rapids, maybe.
Yeah.
You're usually in and out in 20-25 minutes at the longest.
See, and I would agree. I mean, but like, there's places, and we have, I think, 16 stations, maybe 18, right, with 2 handicap spots or whatever. But like, it's not that way everywhere, right?
No, it's not.
People aren't gonna wait 3-6 hours, right? Like, my wife will wait tonight because now she thinks her vote's gonna matter, right?
Well, I mean, technically, your vote always matters unless you're not casting it.
Sure.
Now, it might not swing anything, but it matters because if everybody just got up off their dead ass and went and did it,
Yeah.
we would actually, live in a real democracy, even though we're not technically a democracy. To tell you Dawn's story, so she went to vote this morning about 8:00. She had on an RBG shirt that says "Fight for the things you care about,"
Which I'm not sure should be allowed in a polling place either.
Yeah, but why?
Because I mean it's a.
What is she running for?
I say the problem.
She's
is,
dead.
Yeah, but it still stands for, right? I mean,
Stands for what exactly? It stands for fighting about what you care about.
and so like
The connotation is that
when
it's liberal.
the connotation is there, but the also the other factor is, right? We had a judge on here, right?
Mhm.
Judges are supposed to be non-biased, right? And they're supposed to be non-partied, and but so you look at Brett Kavanaugh, right? I mean, what would you say Brett Kavanaugh is?
Oh, he's
He's
absolutely
contribution here.
conservative.
Like, right, like
A drunk conservative, but a conservative.
He's Republican, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So is Coney Barrett. I mean, all three judges,
You-
Gorsuch, they're all conservative.
right, you can label them, and that's the bad thing. Like, you shouldn't be able to, right? Like, I would think if you come
Maybe
to-
100 years ago you didn't.
right, and I think if you come to me, right, you could label me, but like, it's gonna be really tough because you'd be like, man, how do you feel about guns? Fuck yeah! Like, how do you feel about gays? Yeah, and I'm just like, huh?
Yeah, but here's the problem. Even getting into the gun thing,
Yeah,
are you afraid of more background checks?
no, God, no.
Does that bother you at all?
More time to stand there and get my gun?
Okay, but what if they said, "Hey, you got to wait 3 weeks. You got to wait a month."
Yeah, it's whatever.
Yeah,
But I mean,
and that's they're gonna come take your guns. Nobody's taking anybody's guns. They just want you to wait longer so they can make sure you're not a fucking idiot.
well, that's
It was harder for me to get a driver's license than a CPL.
that's messed up.
Yeah, it is. I had never shot a gun. I shot it one time. I hit a target from 10 feet with a fucking 22,
Yeah.
and they gave me a CPL.
Well, I don't know. It's tough, right? Because I mean, in order for a kid to go out, you have to go through class, right?
Yeah.
For the hunter safety course, and in order for an adult to go out, you can just go out.
Yeah.
That's the messed up part.
As if those adults are actually responsible.
Well, and the weird thing is, so like I was talking about this with a friend. He has a boat, and I'm like, hey, how do you get it out? How do you do this? And I was like, I've never put a boat in the water and never taken a boat out of the water.
Yeah.
I've been on millions of boats. I'm
Yeah.
wearing boat shoes. But it's I would want to take a class to figure out that way I don't damage my.
You don't want to damage your shit.
Mine's
Yeah.
just a financial thing. I don't want to fucking hit something and like I've been the captain of a sailboat and a pontoon, and
But those are the things we talk about when we even talk about like the business here at Break Room Therapy. If I'm going to go do something and I've never done it and I don't really know what it is, I'm going to read about it. I'm going to find out all of the information because I don't want to look like an idiot.
we totally messed this whole show.
Yeah,
up.
we did not talk about what we're drinking.
We're gonna restart this. So,
All right, rewind.
yeah,
Nick, what are you drinking?
sitting here drinking this whole.
I'm already through one.
I'm drinking Bud Light seltzer. Coors sent us some seltzers.
They did.
And that we were
They were
grateful for.
not great.
No, but these Bud Light
These are a lot
seltzers,
better.
These are great.
And I hate Bud Light, but these are actually really good.
Yeah, I don't think I'll get them.
Did you want to try the watermelon? I know you don't like watermelon, but did you want to try it?
Yeah.
So Nick gave me one, so I'm drinking a watermelon because he's not a huge fan. I tried his mango, which I thought the mango was okay. I'm not a huge mango guy.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna do a black cherry, and then there's tangerine. That's not horrible. I mean, but they taste. They're the best seltzer I've had. And
Oh, yeah,
I
totally.
hate seltzer. And, like, this just tastes like flavored water, and it's great.
It does.
Like,
You don't taste anything, but because I haven't drank since the boat, I'm feeling that after like 3
Yeah.
fucking sips.
yeah.
I also have Spreckers. I finished already my Spreckers Local Orange Dream. And then I have a Spreckers Local Cream Soda. I do have a Blake's, but I probably won't drink that now because I'm trying to watch how much I take in.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know, depending on how. I mean, these are going down quick.
They are.
Negative, but this might be a quick episode.
Yeah, I agree with Mike. Mike said this too. He goes, I think, it's important to hit election stuff every 2 years because it really does affect not only our lives, but our money.
Well, and it's different because it's our first time doing it, especially with guests. I think that if we prepare more
It's not our first time.
for election,
Yeah, we did one before the 2020
I'm
election
saying with guests.
with guests. Yes.
Yeah. So I think, and getting to know I'd like to get more into the financial aspect of things. Right?
Absolutely.
Like there's a million questions that are selfish that I wanted to ask the judge because like he's been on this side, which is technically against me, right? As a landlord, right? And because he's like, hey, we did a lot with we talked about the damn
Section 8 and
yeah, but like that.
Yeah, he set up the first I can't think of the damn name of it.
But right, so there's help that people can get, right? But so they stopped doing that, so then they started doing a non
Public Defender's Office.
Yeah.
So the first Public Defender's Office in Kalamazoo, which when you get arrested, they say if you cannot afford an attorney, that's when you get a public defender.
Yep. Well, and he started the first because it's nonprofit, right? Because they stopped doing it in-house type stuff, which is really awesome. But now, does that get to go? Does that continue if he becomes a judge, right?
Well, he's got an entire staff there, so I would assume that just keeps chugging along,
right?
Which, and I mean, those are always the type of people we like, even though it's sometimes against you.
Yeah,
because they're out there helping people that need help.
Oh, and that's but that's exactly it. And it's to me, okay. So, all right, we'll go into the scenario. So we were at the Pride Festival. I mean, gosh, I know we're not even talking about budgets right now.
We will.
We're at the Pride Festival, right? And I ran into the fair housing people, and we were talking, and I was like, look, this emotional support animals are getting out of hand, right? Like, I mean, granted, they're making jokes of it so much on commercials, and they're all like, and it's also like whatever for people like that are landlords.
You mean your emotional support chickens or
like just and
goldfish?
Or I have 2 dogs and 3 fucking cats, right? And it's just like, Jesus, man, just sometimes you feel like they're pets, and the problem is like, right, you get looked down upon and so I have a friend on Facebook that's like, oh, I got denied for a place because I put down my dog and it's breed and it's a husky, so they denied it. And then like 7 people were like, just say it's an emotional support animal. They can't do anything. Go get your doctor's thing that says it's an ESA. And I'm just like, so you're really just getting around the system. Like, that's the problem. You're the problem. Like,
yes,
do things the right way. If you do things the right way, it's the best way to do it, right? And so anyway, because me and the way I think, I'm sitting here talking with fair housing, and I was like, because I didn't know that you couldn't. Okay, so you used to be able to not allow gay people into your property.
Yes.
I didn't know this, right? Because that's just not who I am.
Right.
And because I guess when they talked about race, religion, gender and stuff, I just assumed it didn't matter. But up until not too long ago, you could deny people for being gay.
Which never would have dawned on you.
No, like the funny thing is like I dream of having gay tenants because they're the cleanest gay people. Like
they really are.
Right. Like it's just
they're not us.
Yeah, like it's completely different.
Public service announcement, Nick and I are slops.
Right. Go look at my car, I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, did you see the back of mine?
No.
You need to take a look.
Yeah,
I ordered a couple bumper stickers.
Nice.
Yeah.
But so right, but I guess going forward, so I was like, all right, now I have a tenant who has rats and mice and turtles and stuff.
Emotional support?
And so
or just has them.
She has them. She's not claiming them as that.
Okay.
But they're not in one of my properties. And so I was talking about it, and I was like I'm afraid of them.
Yes.
Right. Like I won't.
Yeah, I don't like rats either.
The inspection, and they're like, I was like, so in theory, can I get away to? And they're like, well, you'd have to get doctors, whatever. Like, and I was like, so I think every fucking owner should go out and get emotional support fighting. I'm afraid of all dogs, all cats, all fish, all everything, and then we'll just fight back, right? fuck you and your emotional support. And then, you know, when you come to me, I'll be like, you know what? I'll get used to this one, right? Because it's getting so far out of hand and people are using and abusing this whole system. You know, it's messed up when people can just post on Facebook, hey, this site, $70, you can get your thing.
Well, you know,
there's people that need it.
I remember being in an apartment and they allowed 2 pets.
Yep.
And I had 3 cats. And this was, you know, back when I was still living with my mom.
This one's really good.
And we said, fuck it. And we just had our 3 cats. And if they were coming in, because of course they have to tell you when they're coming in, I'd just take the cats to work with me.
Yeah.
Because my cats are cleaner than most of the other people around here, most of the kids. They don't cause any issues. But again, I'm not the typical pet owner.
Right.
Because unfortunately, a lot of pet owners don't take care of their animals.
Well, that's, you know, I mean, the amount, okay. And so I allow pets, right? I do. And but it bites me every fucking time. I'm not going to lie about this, right? Like, there's a difference between, I don't know, having an animal and having a pet. And, you know, because if I walk into a place, I should never smell cat piss or litter, right? Like, it should be cleaned up on a constant. I mean, don't get me wrong, my basement smells of whatever because like we keep it way in the basement into the non-finished area and like it just, I don't know. And so they bring fleas, they bring everything. It's just, you know how hard it is to get fleas out? And then
Yeah, I've had to do that.
Like 3 fucking months worth of bombing on a constant.
When we lived in the trailer, we lived on fucking sand and we would open the windows from times and fucking fleas would get in and I just lost my shit.
It's frustrating.
But I mean, you've been to my house. Do you smell my cats?
No, like
because they're taken care of.
But like I'm watching my brother's dog.
Yeah.
That thing sheds like fucking crazy.
Oh, tell me about it.
We are literally vacuuming every day, and then if you come to my house, I'm just like, God, I'm disgusted by how much hair is out. Like,
yeah, because literally, if you're walking around in socks, your socks are covered in hair,
right?
Because that happens in my house with the cats.
Exactly, and so I'm just like, God damn it! But like, you know, my friends don't care in a sense, but like that's why I hate. Sasha was a Lhasa Apso, right?
Yeah,
she was a hypoallergenic dog for a reason, right? Because I get so tired of it, and like Courtney gets so mad about. My wife gets so mad about cleaning up, right? She's like, I vacuum every goddamn day. Wow, I really am feeling these already.
I am too, dude. I had one and I feel it.
Sorry, folks. All of a sudden my body just got a little warm.
Yeah.
I'm not excited about this topic, but all right. No, let's skip this and go right to budgeting.
Budgeting. Okay. So we were
20 minutes in.
We were 22. We were not only going to talk about budgeting, we were also going to talk about how to stick to that budget.
Yeah, and some cuts, right? Let's call it.
Because... So we did have a viewer question.
Oh, let's do it.
So the viewer question was, okay, how do you stick to your budget when you have an unexpected expense come up? Like, let's say you don't have an emergency fund and all of a sudden you need 4 new tires.
Sure.
And you don't have $600 to put on new tires.
Okay.
So how do you attack those things through your budget? Because let's face it, a lot of the people, especially that listen to us, live paycheck to paycheck.
Sure.
So they're not saving extra money because they don't have extra money.
And that's where we want, and especially now, right? Like we just talked about it.
But Jeremiah.
Yes.
Jeremiah, how are you?
He had some medical stuff done, and
oh, did he?
He can't talk. So, but
he always comes in with a different name, so I've never.
Yeah, so I really hope you're feeling all right, buddy. But I will say, all right. So my answer is right. At what reason would you need 4 new tires? Like, sure they're all bald.
Let's just say they're all bald.
But like, I would go with 2, right? I mean, chances are you have a front wheel.
Need all 4. I understand where you're going with this, but let's say you have a $600 expense and that's what it is. It doesn't have to be tires.
Okay, $600. But it's because like you could just go with used tires. Okay,
right.
A $600 unexpected expense.
Unexpected expense.
Okay.
And it's not something you can necessarily just do in payments.
Okay. So this is a fun on the spot question.
Right.
How do you come up with $600?
Yeah.
So, okay, do I get the thing that I need before I can't, okay, so I can't make payments on it. I don't own a credit card, right?
Yep.
I'm me. How quick do I need this stuff?
Let's say 30 days.
Oh, 30 days. Okay, great. So
we're going to give you a little bit of time. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, fine. If that's the case, like I am fucking if it's a car, I can't Grubhub and Uber. But like, what I can do is start knocking door to door and seeing if people need leaves picked up, especially in our area right now. Like, stop thinking that you're better than everything and that it's weird in the world, right? Like, just stop doing it. I don't care. Oh, I only live by people with 3 acres. Great, that's a big fucking cleanup bill. And like, these people are probably tired of doing it. And also, hey, let me borrow your mower. Like, I'll get this done. You go eat dinner, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. Sure, what should be $1,000 job? Do it for $600. Like, me, suck up my pride at this exact moment. Okay, and people are like, well, that's not always possible. I'm going to find something, and then also now it's very hard because is it me specific? Like, I need so much more detail in this, right? There's not a simple answer. I'm going to let you guys know this.
There's not, because I also said you need to look for some odd jobs, maybe pick up, different types of.
You want to do a scam?
Absolutely. Scam call.
Scam call. Hello, this is Nick. Welcome to Bucks and Brews. You're live. Hello. Oh, so all right. So you and me, right? We own houses.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. We have a lot of stupid shit.
Yeah.
I have a lot of stupid shit.
Yeah, we could sell stuff.
$600, right?
I can make $600 in
I have an arcade
15 minutes.
I have an arcade bowling machine that I haven't fucking played with in 2 years. I can.
We played that.
Right. Like, I have, like, just quickly, instantly going. I have stupid shit. Like, I have stuff at my mom's house, my house, my Granville house. Right. Like, I have
Mom's purging shit, by the way. I heard all about it.
I don't care. But anyway, so the idea is like, right, there's a watch on your, right?
My Fitbit, yeah.
$50. Right. This equipment, we can go back to the original stuff that we had if we absolutely had to.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Like, so I don't know what we can get for this, but let's just say 300 and we go back to one microphone, no headphones.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Options exist.
Everybody has a TV. Sure, they're not worth whatever, but like, I depending on how important this is, if you're telling me that I need new fucking tires, no other options, like, and you're not willing to go work for it in theory, like, dude, sell, right? Like, again, I went for the most part of my life, I mean, without fucking TV. Like,
yeah.
I have basic TV. So that's gonna be one of our tips, or one of my tips into things to cut back,
Yeah, you
right?
had the antenna.
Well, I still have an antenna, right? Yeah. And it's funny because I tell this to people. Okay, so if I want to watch Fox, I hook up the round circle antenna because that picks up Fox great. If I want to get 3 or 8,
which is NBC and CBS.
I do this square one, and it picks up those two, and so I have to like unhook it, twist it, have it find, and those two will find separate ones, but they won't all find the same. So I'm trying to find a really good antenna. So if anybody knows of a really good antenna,
I've heard that the best bet is to put a big ass thing on the roof, we used to.
Well, they make them small now, and my buddy's parents paid like $220 to have some guy put, one that's a foot by a foot, let's say, on a pole. Like, he had a dish area, and he put it right there, and he got all the channels, and then the guy ran it for him, and it was like, so the machine must have cost $50. The guy charged $150 for install, but like, I would pay for that because that, like, it got every channel.
Yeah.
And honestly, Laugh TV, like, there's no. Yes, you want to be up to date on all the cool stuff, but like, really, you get the news, you get all the stuff. My kid lived PBS for her whole 7 years, right?
So I have YouTube TV.
Okay.
We pay $55 a month.
Well, and let's run yours real quick. Do we have a piece of paper and a pen?
Pen?
Yeah.
Paper. What are we running? My budget or?
Well, no, not just your budget, but like, okay, so like, you're talking about, list all the things you have.
I have YouTube TV.
YouTube.
That's $55 a month. A month.
Wow.
Well, let's just go through the streaming shit I have.
It's the only thing I wanted. I don't want to do everything
So
else.
I have HBO Max.
Okay.
Which costs me $12 a month.
Okay.
Because I pay it yearly.
Okay.
I have Disney Plus, which probably costs me $9 a month because I pay it yearly.
Okay.
I have Hulu, which costs me $2 a month because I got a promo.
Yep.
I have Netflix, which costs me, I want to say it's probably around $12 a month.
Okay.
Because my wife and daughter demand it.
Yep.
I think that's all I pay for.
That's
I
fine.
mean, I have Amazon Prime because it's with Amazon Prime.
Well, and so right, in theory, I'm not going to count that one.
Yeah, because I wouldn't pay for
100
that.
And even if we did, $100 divided by 12, some of your $8
Yeah.
you're using Prime. But you know what? Like, and we had our Jeff Bezos thing, and everybody needs to stop using Prime. But all right, so 12, 24, 35, $90 a month, dude.
Which is what regular cable or
In streaming, right?
or satellite run.
Sure. And then now you also have internet.
Yeah.
But you're different because you're
Internet's a
home.
necessity. Yeah.
Right.
I work from home.
It's a necessity for you.
Yes.
It was not a necessity for me for
Right.
time. I now pay $25 a month. I'm very happy. Also, I have Verizon now. I have Disney Plus for free. I have Hulu because
I get Peacock for free.
Okay.
I get Paramount TV for free.
Sure. So you're at $90, right? Like,
Yeah.
Now YouTube TV, fuck that. Like, it's got to go.
You know why I keep that?
Don't care.
Live sports
Sure.
and
It's funny. My buddy just told me about that.
and Impractical Jokers.
Sure, but
I don't watch anything else on it.
Hulu you can get Impractical Jokers. You just have to watch some fucking commercials.
Yeah, but I want
No, I'm
the
just saying,
newest the day
you-
that it comes
you
out.
were telling me,
Yeah.
how am I going to get 600 and I have no extra money?
Oh yeah.
You're-
YouTube TV would go
You're a private
immediately.
Now you said, okay, so Netflix seemed to be the one you're keeping because your wife and kid need it.
Yeah, I keep the others for me.
Hulu, I'll give you
Hulu I can get rid of. I mean, it's $2 a month, but I'll get rid of it.
Mm,
The only ones I watch are Disney Plus and HBO Max.
But so and I'm not going to let you keep all three because that's
I mean, if I had to choose, I keep Disney Plus and I'd drop HBO Max.
33, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'll give you $20 to spend a month because you've saved me $65, right?
Yeah.
$66. I'll let you do. I mean, you're saving $66 right there, and I'll give you a couple, but I won't give you all three, right?
Right.
And so to me, like right there is a thing. Now 10 months you have new tires.
Yeah.
Right? And that people are like, what? No, okay. So you know what? You don't go through tires. Granted, I don't go through tires every year. Some people do. That's called
3 years, maybe 4 years.
I mean, I go about every 2 to 3, and I drive more than most people.
Mhm.
Like, let's be honest. But so the unexpected. So right there is where we're getting some extra money because everybody has streaming right now. I'm turning into the average American,
Yeah.
right? Like, I have a pool.
Yeah.
I don't need to have it open,
Mhm.
if that makes any sense, right? Like,
Yeah, you can keep it closed year round.
my chemicals, if I don't have the money to open it next year, I'm just not buying the chemicals. I'm not opening my pool.
Yep.
That's a way to save money. I now save electricity. I now save water, and I now save chemicals.
Mhm.
Like that's 3 really big expenses. That your kids and blah blah. No, like I mean, I saved a crap ton. They can go to the beach. So,
Well, and your kid probably has friends that have a pool. I was the friend that had a pool.
say we're the friends that have the pool. I
Yeah.
guess, but.
So I mean,
So we're selling things or we're working extra.
yeah, but you can also look at other cuts. I mean, we've talked so many times about food.
Well, we'll get to that, but like I'm saying, to get $600 quickly.
Yeah.
Or to okay, so quickly we're gonna go work for things.
Mhm.
We're gonna sell things.
Mhm.
Those are the two things, right?
Yeah, because even if you cut those,
That-
it takes a while.
But now we're gonna learn the budget, and this is what's gonna get us $600 over a year.
Yeah.
Right? And I'll give you 2 months that you fuck up, and so I'll give you again. We just talked about $70 almost for a month. So 10 months would be 700, 600, whatever. I'm gonna give you all year, right? So
Mhm.
you have 600 extra bucks right there. So you're guaranteed your tires. You're guaranteed. So next year you're not making the same mistake
Mhm.
twice, right? And so that's where we're at. Food, right?
Food is a big one for me because everybody wants to eat out. Now,
It's cheaper to eat out.
I'm an old fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
We ate out maybe once a month.
Oh, really?
I mean, we did not eat out much.
Mhm.
Caitlin growing up, we ate out a whole lot more. And yeah, it can be cheaper, but it can also be way more expensive.
It
It
can be.
depends on what you eat,
Well,
where you eat.
Oh, that's exactly it, right? Like, we had pizzas every Friday. It was guaranteed almost every
Yeah.
Friday we had pizza. So,
You can get pizza for a good price.
Depending, but yeah, I mean, right. And then the problem is when you have to get different pizzas for
Yeah.
different people and do different things, right?
Well, I mean, if you go grab a hot and ready, it's what, $6-7?
$6, yeah.
Greco's has a one topping for $8.
So I'd always choose Greco's, right?
Yeah.
But like, I mean, still, so if you're choosing, and that's the problem is people be like, oh, Domino or Domino's or Little Caesar sucks. I'm not eating that. I have to have my $20 pizza. Well, then don't eat fucking pizza.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, just stop doing stupid shit. Right. I'm a prime example of what yesterday was my first day, and God knows how long I'm not spending a dime.
Okay.
It's been so long because I've been trying for like, I don't know, a few days to not spend any money.
Yeah.
And I finally did it. And like this morning, I woke up and I was hungry and I wanted breakfast. So what did I do? I went and got beef jerky. I spent $10 at the fucking meat shop, right? So like, there's $10, boom. And then I got gas in my car, which is a normal expense, but like, I don't know, you try at times to just not leave. And like, you're not living life at that point when
Mhm.
you're doing things. So you have to figure out where you are in I think there's stages of budgeting and stages of life, right?
Mhm.
Like, so if you suck it up and don't do anything for a little bit, you're going to hate yourself for 20 seconds versus hating yourself for a long period of time.
Right.
If you don't do it, right?
Well, I mean, you can really equate budgeting to dieting because we suck at dieting.
Fucking horrible. I'm a week and a day into it, right? Or 2 days, yeah.
I mean, I told you I've been horrible the last couple days because
Yep.
I'm hungry and I want to eat.
Yep.
Now, it's not like I'm overeating, but I'm not sticking to 1,500 calories like I want to.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, I think we're big guys.
Yep.
Right. And we've seen Austin Powers, right?
Yep.
And Fat Bastard was always a joke to me, and it was always a thing. But he used to say, I eat because I'm unhappy, and I'm unhappy because I eat.
Mhm.
And those words just always were funny to me. And like, up until like, I mean, it finally hit me like the past couple months. I was like, I'm only happy when I'm eating.
Mhm.
And then after I'm done indulging in what the fuck I have, like, I'm like, God, why the fuck do I keep doing this? Like,
Mhm.
I've gained so much weight, like, and I'm like, God, I gotta stop. But granted, I'm gonna fail at this, right? Like, it's a thing that happens. I do these diets and fail off, and it's just hopefully a little bit of time, the stretch that I make it through, that it'll last a little bit, right?
Right.
And hopefully the next cycle is I get right back on it, right? So,
Well, I mean, a lot of our issues are we talk about it all the time, mental health.
oh yeah,
And you and I talked on the cruise. You couldn't relax.
Yeah.
You couldn't enjoy yourself.
no, I mean,
You were still hyper focused on work.
life, right? I mean, that's it.
Well, I mean, your work is your life because you own these properties.
Yeah.
It's not like your other job you were focused on. It was what you own.
Right. And that's speaking of that, I have to work.
So I mean, because people will ask me, I talked to your mom about it when she stopped in to get your niece, and she's like, what did you think? I'm like, I had a blast on the cruise. Unfortunately, Nick really never decompressed. It just never came.
Right. And that's
And you would have had a lot better time if you could have, but you just couldn't let go.
well, that's right. Like, we went up north to my buddy's cabin.
Mhm.
I fucking loved it. Right. Not the fact that I was only an hour away or hour and a half away. It was just, man, there's nothing up there. I had signal here and there, but granted, I hated it because I worked so much, and it was the idea is not work, but like I want to work, if that makes sense. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to handle, because coming back to what I come back to is not fun, right? Like,
Oh, I get it.
I literally, it'd be like, just so much shit, right? Like, and there's a burnout period, and you don't want to hit that, right? And so I just frustrating.
Well, and being an hour away is different than being several hours away and literally cut off.
Well, it's like the cutoff part, right? Because like, honestly, I should have just dropped the money and got the fucking Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi wasn't working well. But the other thing is like, me being far away is fine because I've set up enough people to do the thing. I just need to know what I have to do.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on.
Right. And that's the hard
Fear of the unknown.
100%. Right.
Yeah.
And so like, I've learned if I'm doing it, like, I have to be able to be contacted. Right. At some point I could go like, and I was like, I can go through sleep and not have, and get an email. I don't care. Like, it's not emergency aspect, but like, when you're 7 days without something, there's a difference between a day, 2 days. You can come back to stuff. 7 days is just
It was too much for you.
too fucking long, and you're just going, I'm gonna be fucked when I get back, right? That's 1/4 of what I have to do in a fucking month, and I can't do what I already have to do when I have all month to do it.
Well, see, and I of course came back to a shit ton of emails and issues and stuff. I mean, I dealt with an issue when I was sitting in Miami because I told them I was gone,
Yeah.
and I get a text message from Christy, and she's like, "All right, they need you." I'm in Miami. I don't give a fuck.
Well,
And I answered it because she asked.
yeah. Well, that that was, I turned my phone back on and we were in the airport, and
Yeah.
Courtney was pissed because like literally through my entire time of the airport, I just was working, and
Yeah.
I called people, and she's like, holy shit. And I was like, this has got to get done. Like,
Yeah.
scared money don't make money, baby. Let's go. Right. Like, and I don't know, it's really tough right now for the market of housing, so you don't want to miss opportunities.
Yeah.
There's just so much going on. I don't know. I again, and maybe that's why I like the all inclusives, because every time we've had Wi-Fi and I just sit and relax, and
If somebody needs to get you, they can.
I've had emergencies while I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then yeah, exactly. Somebody can get me, and then I just Facebook my brother, because
Yeah.
I'm like, cool. Hey man, I got a voicemail, which okay, so I paid $1 to hear my voicemail. And I just Facebook my brother. I'm like, hey, can you go take care of this? Or hey,
Yeah.
call. And then at home I have a sheet, right? I have a sheet that just has all the list of these are the people you call, right? And it literally just says electrical, plumbing, blah, 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 blah. Right. And so he just has to go look and go, that guy, right?
Right.
Like, cool. Like it's so, and that's why we talked about it in our end of life episode. Like, my wife will be successful because of the steps I've taken, right? She, all she has to do is just go, plumbing, that guy. Hey, this is Nick's wife. Nick's dead. Like,
Yeah.
can you go fix plumbing? Sure. Right? Like, and she'll build the relationships eventually. So
Well, I mean, to get us back to budgeting here,
Yeah.
food we were talking.
yeah,
Um,
stop eating out.
partly. I mean, it depends on where you eat out. You can find places, like I said, you can get a pizza for $6.
Yep.
It's got 8 pieces. If there's 2 of you, you each get 4 pieces.
And it depends on how broke you are.
Right.
Like, let's be honest about that, right? So, I mean, can we just make it even? Let's call it $8 for the pizza.
Sure.
So $1 a slice. If you have 4 of you, 2 slices a piece. That's $2 for the meal. You're not getting breadsticks. You're not getting pop. Right? Drink water at that point. Now, if there's 4 of you, you can go to McDonald's, depending on which McDonald's, $1 McChicken.
Mhm.
But let's do the buy one get one. So you're at a McChicken and a fry to buy one for $1.80 and then get a fry for $1. So you're at 3, 6, 9. That's $12 right there. So like you're more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, okay, you could go home and have spaghetti. A 1 pound pack of pasta is still $1.
Mhm.
They run it on sale at Meijer all the time for 88 cents. Walmart, I just checked, I think Walmart's 88 and Meijer's like, I don't know, 89 or 70. Like, so it's still cheap, and you can still get $1 cans of sauce. I just checked because I wanted to be informed on this type of stuff. And 1 pound, so a quarter pound a piece. Let's see if this one's a scam call.
All right.
Welcome to Bucks and Brews. This is Nick. Come on, give me something. I got nothing. Hang up, that's
They
what I
don't
got.
like us.
So, right, you can do it. We talked about the super cheap meals that you could possibly do.
Well, I mean, if you have 4 people, a pound of spaghetti.
That's a quarter
that-
pound plus sauce.
Well, yeah, and that gets you dinner and maybe lunch tomorrow.
Enough for 4 people, I don't think.
I don't know. I don't know how much 4 people would eat because I only have 2 at home.
Right, and but I don't know. I mean,
We can eat spaghetti for 3 days.
are you using a full box?
Sure, I don't know because Dawn makes it.
Right, and then, so like that's the whole thing. Like, I don't know, it all depends. But yeah, I will say it goes farther than I think it does. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you want to overindulge in a meal of some sort, right? And if you don't want spaghetti, do Alfredo, and Alfredo costs you $2 for the can or $1.50, like depending on which one you get type thing.
You
And
can do
so
tacos for fairly cheap.
tacos. It's actually really crazy how cheap tacos can be. Like,
I mean, yeah, it's expensive. You're buying a lot of fresh vegetables like we do to throw in the taco.
sure.
It's expensive, if you're buying extra meat or something to throw in the taco. If you're making a basic taco with lettuce, cheese, and ground beef,
Yep.
those are cheap as shit.
Well, that's we do ground turkey.
Jeremiah says that's one meal for 4 people.
Yeah,
The
perfect.
spaghetti. But
there
still,
you go.
yeah, you get one meal out of that.
Which is
And you spent what, $3?
right. I mean, and that's sure. You can get the one that has the meat and the sauce, but
Yeah.
so you don't need the extra, and you don't need the Parmesan cheese, right? Like, yes, and don't feel like a failure because you haven't given your kids the awesomeness. But here's the trick, right?
Mhm.
You want Parmesan cheese? Remember when you bought that $6 pizza? Ask for extra Parmesan. Bags.
Absolutely.
Throw that shit in the fridge. Say that's how we did it. But I think now how to stay on my budget, right? So,
Yeah, that's the biggest part. So you make it.
So my wife it's funny because I think I shared the TikTok with you a while back, right?
Yeah.
The wife said, "Hey, my husband finally went and did the shopping, and he came home and he only spent $62." And she goes, "What the hell? How?" He goes, "I got everything. $62. How'd you do that?" And she goes, "Yeah, then we go to eat dinner and there's literally nothing to eat because her list was just these are the basic things that we need."
Right.
And then she shops and she goes, "Oh, hey, this will all be dinner and stuff like that." And she puts it together.
Yeah, he bought what was on the list.
Exactly. He bought the list. That was it. Nothing more, nothing less, just the list. If he grabbed anything, it was a pop on the way out. Oh, hey,
and now she can't make dinner because she didn't tell him to buy everything for the meals.
Exactly, right? And that's how I am.
Hey, we need milk, we need cereal, we need, peanut butter.
If I'm making macaroni and cheese, I don't just tell my wife, "Hey, go get macaroni, go get a box of macaroni." No, it's, "Hey, I need you to go get a box of macaroni. I need butter, I need milk," right? And I have water in a pan at home. So
right.
The 2 other things that I need you to buy.
Well, another thing that's cheap.
Yeah.
Macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
You can get it for 88 cents to $1.
Yep. But the problem is you got to buy the milk and you got to buy the butter.
Yeah, but you don't technically have to have milk. You just need something, you could use water.
I would just use butter. That's all I would use. So,
yeah.
Because
I mean, these are things people have.
Mhm.
And you're going to buy it every week. I know there are people that are like, "Oh my God, I go through 2 gallons of milk a week."
Sure. And if you're okay, so now I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but if you're telling me you're really down to the point where you're only eating spaghetti or ramen noodles every day and you're still poor, like you don't have any extra money to put away to invest. Potential spam. Gosh,
all right,
you guys, I'm telling you how often I get things. Thank you for calling Bucks and Brews. This is Nick.
Hey, this is Amber with Senior Medicare Advisor. How are you doing today?
Hi, Amber. This is Nick with Bucks and Brews. How are you?
Shit, goddamn! You got to stop saying Bucks and Brews.
Yeah. Let's say so. Right there's so many. There's food trucks.
Yeah.
There's things. This is the moment where you suck up your fucking pride.
It was humbling the first time I had to go and get to one of the food places, food pantries. Humbling.
Yeah.
It sucked. I was not a fan, but you do what you got to do.
People say, "Oh, you shouldn't have to live like that." Shouldn't, wouldn't, couldn't, whatever the fuck it is. Like, sucks until you fix that. Until the government or the world fixes their thing. Suck up your pride and go get the food.
Well, that's the thing. It could be better.
Yeah.
It's just not better because we don't make it better. So you have to work with what you have.
Oh. And
sometimes you just don't have shit.
And, so we talk about the rising of the food prices, right? Again, this takes a nation. This takes a nation. Let me repeat it 3 times. It takes a nation. If everybody goes to the food truck and food is out and people can't do it, guess what's not getting bought? Food at the stores, right? Like, so now companies have to lower the prices. Things have to be done. The government has to step in. We as a society are not just going to let the rich people be fat and, it's just not a thing. Sure.
I mean,
we'll
we
likely
are
lost along the way. I mean, the broke the broker you are, the heavier you are. It's in the statistics, right?
That's very true because
Right.
you eat shit.
100%, right? Because you eat pasta.
Yeah.
You
Or you
know,
eat a McChicken.
right. You know, you're choosing
Because it's cheaper.
exactly. You know, and to be honest, okay, so like we talked about, I started a diet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what I honestly think it's cheaper to eat unhealthy. It is so
It's
cheap
so
to
much
eat.
cheaper to eat unhealthy.
And it's funny because I'm the one that says, "Hey, you can go get a head of lettuce." But like, I tell you what, like I had a salad, just a what I call a salad, right? Like I did the Nick thing. I went and got a head of lettuce, cut it into fourths, put some dressing on it. I did put a little cheese on it. No meat, no anything. I just ate. Great. I was fine. Well, 3 hours later, I'm fucking hungry.
Yeah.
Now, again, I went and spent $10 on beef jerky this morning. I wasn't at 9 o'clock this morning. I haven't been hungry really until I started driving here, and I was like, oh, I'm kind of hungry. But you know, so like now I have to get somewhere home and do whatever. But like, so the healthier you eat, the faster it goes through, you know, through your body is what I'm seeing, right? Like, can't guarantee it, but like, again, asking me for health advice would be like asking, you know, a fucking drug addict what it takes to get, you know, how to stop using, right? So, Bucks Bruce Nick. Man, this is. Yeah, hi, it's Nick.
Samantha calling Medicare Health Center. How are you doing today?
Good, you?
That might be
Okay.
automated.
I am calling to let you know that Medicare recently announced some additional benefits.
That's
if you're-
boring.
Yeah, we want real people.
I say I don't want to just get through the giant list of what
I don't think I mentioned this last week.
Yeah.
So I took a scam call in Miami for 3.5 minutes because I texted you about it because I gave him your number. I said, oh, my co-host Nick would love to talk to you. Guy went on for 3.5 minutes.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was great.
So
Don recorded it, I think. We'll have to upload that.
yeah. So the right, the thing is sit together, and it's my mom was never great with money. I mean, she's better than what we thought, but like never taught it, never did anything. But like we would sit together on Sundays and go, hey, what do you guys want for food, right? And so
Yeah.
like, hey, no, I want to get you guys what you want. So then we'd sit with a notebook and right, always, and even as a kid, oh, tacos. My brother'd be like spaghetti, and I'm like, fuck, I want spaghetti. So, but like I'd eat spaghetti, you know, and then we'd have goulash.
Mhm.
So it's funny because right, I can tell you the things: spaghetti, goulash, tacos. We had pizza one night, and we'll probably have tacos again. But no, like we would have, you know, some type of a pasta, right?
Mhm.
Oh, hey, let's have chicken Alfredo. I'll get you chicken. Okay, cool. Like, or let's honestly be a lot of Alfredo and broccoli, right?
Right.
You know, wouldn't even be chicken in it. Pasta with sauce, and then because my brother and I, we were big boys,
Yeah.
nowhere near what the hell we are now. Like, if we were this big when we were younger, mom would be broke.
Yeah.
broke. But right, she give us $20 for pizza, and we fucking devour pizza. Like, it's not proud. Say,
Well, I mean, when we were dead ass broke,
yeah,
Dawn would make interesting meals.
yeah,
So one time she cooked egg noodles
Mhm.
and she threw frozen corn and a can of tuna in it.
yeah.
And that was dinner.
Well, that's
And it tasted great
yeah.
because we had no fucking money
Well, that's exactly it.
and
right?
it cost nothing.
Egg noodles. So right, and we should do a full list of our cheap meals. But like, dude, we grew up on egg noodles. So a can of gravy,
Oh, yeah.
you can get a pack of gravy for like 59 cents. Add water, and it's fine. But we would splurge for the $1 can of gravy, you know, jar. It was
Yeah.
a glass jar, and then some egg noodles, and it would beef stroganoff.
Yeah.
Where the fuck's the beef? Oh, it's in the gravy sauce,
Right.
right? Like dude, and so the things that you guys can come up with, I mean. So noodles are not the healthiest thing, right?
No.
But you can make a million things. We just talked about it. Spaghetti, Alfredo, stroganoff. I mean, dude, we lived off of. That was the other thing. We had hamburger helper.
Oh, yeah.
on a constant.
Cheap.
My brother didn't love tuna, but like I actually enjoyed tuna. But like, yeah, we'd have glump is what it was called. It was like tuna, noodles, peas, carrots, mayo, right? Like. And that was like one of my favorite meals.
One of our cheap meals when I was a kid, and mind you, we had money. It wasn't
Yeah.
that we didn't. Was rice, broccoli, cauliflower, and ground beef,
Yeah,
all mixed together.
which is right, and that's exactly it. So, right, I mean, figure out what you're going to the store for, write it all down. Make sure you lay out all 7 days,
Mhm.
right? And say this is what we're eating at this period of time. Now your budget can say, hey, like we know that we have gymnastics tonight. It's a short night. We always eat out here. That's your one eat out type thing, right? Like, but it better be a cheap eat out, like depending on your budget, right?
Yeah.
Again, this is for the people that want a budget and need the budget, and you can have a lot of money, but your bills are still so high up.
Mhm.
This is one way for us to figure out how to help you with budgeting.
Well,
Um,
I make decent money.
yeah,
I budget.
yeah,
I look at my budget daily. I want to see where I'm at, how I'm measuring up to last month, where I'm losing money that I shouldn't be losing money. And there are plenty of things, you know, that go into that. Okay. So last month we ate out too much. So this month we'll cut back on that. Or, you know, last month we got a whole lot of groceries, you know, from Horrocks or Fresh Time. So this month maybe we'll hit Meyer a little more. It's choices. It's always choices.
right. And that's you have to make the tough choice if you're trying to save your money and get through this high time right now.
So Thanksgiving's coming up.
Very much. I
Um,
just told my mom we're having it at my house.
So Ibotta has a thing that if you redeem 16 offers by I think the 16th,
Okay.
they will give you $14 to use on a butterball turkey.
Oh shit.
And a lot of the offers are, you know, stuff we use. Like I picked up a thing of Activia yogurt the other day,
Sure.
and I think it was $1 off. So that's one of my offers, you know, and they got cereal on there. I mean, a lot of things that we use.
Sure.
So I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll do it. We don't typically buy a butterball. We typically, you know, just buy a family fare.
55 cents.
Yeah.
Pound, yeah.
But I mean, if I get to that point, maybe we buy the butterball because we don't need the size turkey we used to get. Only 2 of us eat it, and only one of us lives in the house.
Yeah. So, well, that's my mom's gonna make one. I'm gonna smoke one. So we're gonna have 2 turkeys, and I'm trying to get to the point of, and I already, I posted about it. This is the fat kid inside of me, right? I said I'm saving all my calories and doing whatever.
Mhm.
But on Thanksgiving, I'm having stuffing,
Yeah.
shit tons of it. Like I'm gonna have so much stuffing.
One of our employees, I'm like, what do you do for Thanksgiving? Oh, yeah, we don't really do anything. I'm
Chinese
like,
food.
oh, well, if you want, dinner's usually around noon. And second dinner is usually around 3 or 4 because it's time for a sandwich.
Yeah.
And maybe then again at 8. You know, we get 3 meals in that day, but they don't start till noon.
You got leftover turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
And I told her, I said, you're more than welcome to come over. We always have plenty of food.
Yep. So, no, so I think that's a tip, I guess, is Saturday, Sundays, whatever you're doing, you're sitting watching football during the commercials. You say, "Hey, Monday, what are we eating?" And if you're working and you're out in the thing, great. I'm packing you lunch. What do you want? Right? Like, hey, I want sandwiches. I want carrots. Again, so healthy, Nick. This is what I've been doing. Right? I'll tell you my week's worth of meals. During the week, right? My wife packs me cucumbers, like these little baby ones, carrots. I've been eating apples like crazy, and some type of I usually like strawberry or raspberries on sale at Meijer for like $1 a pack.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that. I get ham or turkey wrapped in, or I wrap it around a piece of cheese.
Mhm.
That's really good. So I haven't done the bread aspect of things, but and then if I go out to eat, I really just try to do a salad. So I did a buffalo chicken salad the other day. It was great. But it cost me $13 it cost me more than what it would have cost me for a wet burrito, and the wet burrito sounded a hell of a lot better. But that's because restaurants, a shelf life for lettuce is 2 days, where a wet burrito they can throw it all in the freezer and it'll last a month. So it costs more to have healthy. So figure out make a game out of it. Like, have fun. If you have kids, have fun with it. Hey, what do you guys want? What are you thinking? If we talked about it in one episode. If they want these canned oranges, or in the plastic container, right? Buy off brand. There's certain things, I get it. Everybody has a thing where they won't do off brand stuff, right? Like, my ketchup has to be Hunt's or Heinz. Because catsup is not good. Like, sure, eating healthy. I don't eat that, I guess. I haven't found anything I put it on. And then I would say, sauces is my biggest thing, right? I'm a saucy guy. Most of my calories come from sauces. So I can't eat just a basic piece of chicken. It has to have, barbecue or buffalo. Buffalo, granted, has 0 calories, which is really nice. Or I have to have, garlic parmesan, something like that. So, that being said, and I get that time is tough, especially when you have the kids and your husband or wife works different shifts. Just try to have things prepared, pre-made. Crock pot meals are wonderful, right? That way you can set them before, while both of you are sleeping or whatever, and have it be ready for anything in the morning. My wife and she actually found me pre-made sausage or pre-cooked sausage patties. She's gonna warm them up. Those are fantastic, right? So I wake up and I'll do a couple eggs and some sausage, and I'm happier than shit about it. So they're pretty cheap. I think you get a 20-pack for that. But just, and that's planning breakfast, right? Because normally what I was doing was, oh, I'm gonna stop at Wendy's, Burger King, Taco Bell, and $6-7 for that meal. When, okay, so now a dozen eggs, I'll eat 3 eggs. I'm not gonna lie about that. So at $2 for the dozen, I'm at 50 cents for 3 eggs, right? And sausage, let's say 50 cents for that. So I'm $1 versus me going to Burger King, even with a coupon for a sandwich, tots, and orange juice for $5. I've saved $4 right there. Lunch, plan it all out, because you're going to save money instead of going to spend $15 on a salad. If I made a salad and had my dressing on the side, I'm at $4, right? Dinner, again, we talk about dinner plans all the time. I mean, you could have lunch and dinner, but if you're not near a microwave, it makes it a little more difficult. Also, say, as much as I hate it, like Bud Light seltzers, if you're drinking Bud Light seltzers and you're on a budget, don't drink Bud Light seltzers, right? They're $22 for a 12-pack. I drank Bud Lights for 15 of them for $13. So literally half the price for more. And I don't think anybody should be spending the kind of money I spent on this stupid thing. Granted, it's fine, it's healthier for me, but that's because I'm paying for the healthiness. I think, budgeting, we talked about refinancing and stuff like that, but really the big key is stick with it. So
There was a line.
oh, that's no good.
Yeah, I had to wait a minute, so I'm back now.
Yeah. Oh, I just said, like I talked about how I eat 3 eggs and pre-made sausage or whatever. It cost me $1 for my meal.
Yeah.
So I ate 3 eggs, which is, eggs are up in price. Sure, it's $2 for a dozen. So you get, 3 of them are going to cost me 50 cents,
Yep.
right? So, but that and some sausage, I'm doing plenty fine. So,
Yeah, there are lots of ways.
I talked about how if you're on a budget, don't buy Bud Light seltzer. Buy the regular Bud Light if you're still going to drink. That's $10 savings.
So got a call from one of our favorite people today.
Oh, there you go.
Marv called.
Hey, yeah, I say happy birthday to him.
So Jenny's working from home now. Trying to save money.
Yep.
Making more money than I do.
Good.
Proud of her. Sold her car.
Good for her.
Sits there. I don't use it.
Yep.
No reason to pay $500 a month for a car I'm not using.
Chicken Uber
Made 3,000.
made $3,000. Nice.
Yeah, she still owed money on it. She's only had it for 2 years.
Nice.
But they need used cars so badly that she made 3,000 over what she owes.
Yep. Now she's made 3,000 plus gotten rid of 150 in car insurance.
And gasoline and a $500 payment.
So that's 650 gasoline, let's say. And she wasn't using it, as she said. So
You know, even $100 a month, maybe.
yeah, the average $40 a week type thing for gas. So right, $100 a month. So that's a $700 swing.
Yeah.
Shit ton of coin.
It is.
Right. And okay, so no, I can't go without. I mean, do we Ubered from our hotels? It was $20 for an Uber to 10 miles away in Florida, right? Like anything within a normal distance at a non-peak time, right? So congrats. Like the
Well, Ummer, who's joined us on here countless times in the past.
bicycle.
Yeah, he had a bicycle for years.
Years.
He used the bus.
Yep.
He didn't have a car.
Uh-huh.
And you can make it work. Now, could I go without a car in Byron Center? Maybe. I don't need to
Right.
because I don't go anywhere.
Right.
I mean, during softball season, I need to. But then the option is don't coach softball.
Right. That's it, or your wife has to get a ride from your daughter.
Yeah,
She gave her rides for plenty of years.
Yeah.
Right. So
there are ways.
100%, right? Like, and that's a $700 swing. That's
It is. That's great.
How do I get it? I do that right there, right? That's the
Yeah.
answer. $600, boom, just like that in 1 month.
Yeah.
30 days, fucking nailed it. I think you have to figure out how bad you want it and what it takes, right? I mean, if all your bills, everything you do, you're working 40 hours a week and you have $0, you move.
Yeah.
Right? Well, I can't afford to move. Well, you fucking have to, right? And your move better save you that much money, right? I mean,
Moving is difficult.
Yep.
Especially if you're not moving into someplace that, doesn't require a down payment or first and last month or security deposit or any of those things. Because, let's face it, I remember when we were living in the apartment, any idea of getting out was rough because I didn't have extra money. So I couldn't come up with 2 payments
no,
at the start of a month.
nope.
But if you can move back home for a little bit, move back home for a little bit.
Right? It's during the low times like it is right now, right? It's the time you suck your pride up,
Yeah.
right? Just go do it.
Well, and you probably have friends. They might let you couch surf.
Right. Single people. I don't know if my, there's, I don't know, my friends would be able to take my basement at any point in time, right? Like, it's nothing against it. Like, yep, sure, it's open, right? Sure. At the end of a month, I'll probably start charging rent. You get a month for free. Like, I have no problem with it. Get your shit out.
Yeah, but a month is great because that gives you time to save some money to get out.
Yep. And then, honestly, in theory, I'll probably get 3 months for free because it better be a month. Hey, we saved this money. We've found a place, but it's not available till this, or we closed on, like whatever. It just sure. So hey, awesome. You have a date where you're going to be out. Anything after that, you're paying me some fucking money.
Yeah.
And my friends know that. Like, they know I'm a dick, but like, I force them to be better, right?
Well, when we had Caitlin on and we talked about her budget, one of the things we told her is you take on a roommate, charge for the room that you have that you're not using, and she did that.
Yep.
There are ways to make some extra money. You just have to be willing to do those things. You've said it before. Sometimes you just got to suck it up.
Yep.
You don't necessarily want to do any of these things, but you do what you have to do to get what you need.
And so we brought up the point of streaming services.
Yeah.
I want to food budget we talked about pretty good, like gave different ideas of stuff. And yes, we're not the healthiest people. We're the first to admit that. But we sure know how to eat cheap.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
we've had to eat cheap.
I fed 302 people on $500 for my wedding. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't tell me it's not possible, right? Like, and that was with real chicken, Clark. So real ketchup, Clark. Yeah. So we I think other things, right, is take a look at any other things that people have, right?
Yeah, I'm
Ma-
actually
ma-
pulling up my budget.
Magazines aren't a thing anymore, but like my wife had Ipsy for a long time. She had a gym membership. So like I don't have any memberships, which is okay. I want to join the gym,
Mhm.
but like I don't
It's
want
so fucking
I
expensive.
know it's $20, right? Or $10 a month.
Well, it depends on the gym you go to,
I'm
but
gonna
yeah.
use Planet Fitness because it's
Okay.
so cheap, right? Like it's so cheap. But I don't want to have that monthly pull, right? I'd rather pay the $120 or $240 all up front just so that's not pulled out of my account, right? I don't care about it's just the constant. So I mean, my Betterment gets pulled out of my thing, and that pisses me off.
Mhm.
And I get that it's an investment, but like I hate draws like that, right? And so I think you have to look at, hey, what's everything that's getting pulled out of your account that's automated, right? Stop doing that. One other tip I'll give you. All right, so if you're horrible at paying bills on time and doing whatever, automate your bills. Please do. Like your important bills, your gas, your electric, whatever. Like none of my bills are automated. Right? I log in every single fucking month and pay my $140 trash bill for my multi-unit. To my own personal house, I just paid $338 for a full year of trash and recycling. It's $28 a month. If you do it quarterly, it's ridiculously expensive or whatever. If you do it, so I just pay it by the year. I get it done one lump sum. That's how I pay things. Like I'm just a lump sum guy. Just fuck it. Here it goes.
One of the things that tips me off on my budget is cell phones.
Crazy expensive.
They are. And I mean, if you want the newer cell phones, yeah, you can finance them for 2 years,
Yep.
which, most of us do.
Yep. No. Granted, mine is. Nope, I do not. I'll be honest about this.
What did you do?
My wife pays this.
Okay.
So yes, we have separate whatever. I was really angry about my other stuff. They said, hey, look, these are the free phones that you can get. My blah blah. And then my phone cost, I think $3, $5, or $7. I don't know. After discounts. And she's like, look, that's the phone you want. Because I said these are my requirements for me to switch.
Mhm.
And I'm not paying for a phone. And Courtney's like, I'll pay this. It'll be cheap. And I was like, I'm not paying for a fucking phone. So she officially pays for my phone. I'm not afraid to admit that. Like, is it our money? Yes, in theory, but like it's her money that she's paying for my phone.
Well, see, and we lose our phone payments after December.
Mhm.
And we pay $33 a month for each phone.
Sure.
So we're paying $66 a month. Did I need the note? No. Could I have gotten a cheaper phone? Absolutely.
Yep.
Could I have a cheaper plan? Sure, I could.
Sure.
You can get a cell phone plan for $40 a month.
Yep.
I pay way more than that. But I want what I want.
Well, that's exactly it. Right, like we have internet now because it's $25. So we went from a plan like what you had with T-Mobile because we were T-Mobile.
Yeah.
I mean, you ran into me how many times at T-Mobile?
Right.
Say, and we ended up with Verizon finally after 18 years, 16 years of being with Nextel, Sprint, whatever. Like we finally switched to Verizon, and Verizon is cheaper for us. I have unlimited everything, and then they offered me $25 a month for internet, and that base. I'm probably at $30 for internet is my budget,
Mhm.
but like I won't pay more than that, man. Like I don't need internet. I've proven it in my whole life I don't need internet. And you've come to my house. I can't get my internet to connect to my laptop. So
Yeah.
what the fuck do I need internet for?
Right.
I don't need it. Like I can hook my old phone up to my hotspot. I can be just fine. I don't. In theory, I'm wasting $25 a month, right? But our phones are now connected to it. It doesn't matter. Like, and we have a Roku stick or a hot whatever stick. And
Mhm.
so we're saving money there, but it's not a necessity for us.
Yeah,
It's not a necessity. I would say internet's not a necessity for most of the world. And people tell me I'm full of shit because, oh, my kids need it for school. Oh, like if you work from home, yes. If you have, I mean, dude, I literally have a business beyond most people.
Mhm.
And can do my business off of my phone. I can do my business, and there's so many things you can do. So, like, hey, I need to get in my computer, screen share, hotspot. I mean, we get 10 gigs or something of hotspot now. Sprint gave you unlimited, whatever it was. Like, you can get so much stuff, and you can get cords that go into bigger monitors if that's what you want. You want a bigger screen? Just get a fucking $6 cord. Like, I'm horrible at technology.
Mhm.
But when it comes to money, dude, I'm gonna find the reason to not buy it, right?
Well, and that's, a lot of it. I have to have internet.
Yep.
I work from home. And I couldn't run it off a hotspot because I couldn't get it to go fast enough.
Yeah.
So for me, that's a necessity. And I would say you're probably wrong. It's probably a necessity for half of the world, not world, half of the nation.
Half. You really think so?
I think it's half.
At
Absolutely.
home. At home.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Give me like why?
Everything nowadays, unless you're 80 years old like you,
Mhm.
is run off of the internet.
But you have a phone that has internet.
Right.
It's a mini computer.
Correct.
Okay.
You have to have some kind of internet. You could absolutely run most things off the phone.
Yes.
So you wouldn't have to necessarily pay for more.
More, right.
Right.
Like, so you could cut out
Right.
your most, and honestly, your internet bill. So mine is 25, which is the cheapest I've ever heard of. Really, like
70, I think, 65, 70.
right. And I hear people that pay 120.
Yeah, I'm not paying
And
that.
like, right, like stop. Like, let's be honest. Okay, cool. You want to watch your fucking Lego Masters that I'm watching lately?
But do you need to?
Without skipping? Can you wait 2 seconds for it to like linger for the 2 seconds of your life? Like, I gotta have 700 gigs, dude, or megabytes, or whatever the hell these things. I see. That's the thing. I don't even know.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, you don't need the fastest, the highest end, the whatever. Right? Just get a goddamn basic internet package for $50 instead of paying 120. Like, sure, if you need internet, go with a basic package.
Mhm.
Well, I gotta have this answer right here, right now. Dude, if that answer is that important, guess what the fuck there is? Hey, yeah, this is Nick, right? Like, I'm gonna give you the fucking answer right now. Like, it's just stop. Stop thinking that everything has like you are not selling a million bazillion dollars in stock. That if you don't hit that button right then and there, you're just the most broke, right? Like, you didn't just win $1.9 billion because you hit a fucking button.
I wish I did.
Me too, right? But like, because you hit a button at that exact time. Like, nothing is worth the $60 extra a month. Like, I'll give you that you need internet, sure, because not everybody's close to the library, not everybody's whatever. Everybody's willing to go to. Again, I live in an area that's not like everybody, but I would say most people live in my area, right?
Mhm.
You can walk to. I can walk to the library. I can walk to whatever. Granted, I could also fucking be friends with my neighbors because all three of them. And it's funny because during the time I didn't have internet, I asked my neighbor, I was like, hey, I can see your Wi-Fi, man. Can I fucking make sure my kid can get on? Dude, that's no problem. All day, dude. Granted, he also think he's going to Comic-Con with me this weekend. But like,
when are you going?
Saturday.
I don't know if I'll be there.
Yeah.
I hope I'm there.
I have a wedding on Friday.
Yeah, I'll be there Friday for sure.
But like, right, like, I can fight people tooth and nail. Okay, sure, David, I give you credit, but your wife does not need internet.
No.
Like, see, exactly. Right?
She has it on her phone.
Right. Caitlin does not need internet.
No, not really.
Right, like, she has to submit a document, but like she granted. Okay, so
They could definitely live without it because they have their phones.
okay, like, my wife doesn't need it. Granted, we've proven that. But like, your mom, does your mom have internet at her house?
She does.
Fucking doesn't need it.
And she doesn't know how to use it.
Right? Like
She calls me and goes, hey, I got this email from PayPal. It's not from PayPal. It says I have a $500 bill. Do I have that? I'm like, no, it's junk.
just tell her it's Nick Watkins. But like, right, like, there's so many people that are paying for things that they don't need, and do you need Amazon Prime?
No.
Does it help your life?
Sure.
It's funny. I've been thinking about this for quite a long time. You know what makes me somewhat successful? Being fucking poor.
Yeah.
So, all right, what was the example? All right, watch this. Ready, David? I need this is 12-year-old Nick.
Okay.
I need 50-50 tickets. Okay, where do I get them?
Any school?
No, school. I didn't even know school sold them.
Oh yeah, they do 50-50 all the time.
No, like so I need them because I'm gonna give them away or I'm gonna sell them.
Oh. Any office supply store?
See, and I had no idea, but like, here's how
Walmart, Meijer.
Yeah.
Fuck, we found some at Goodwill.
Here's how my life went, right? All right, so 50, like, where would we go? Let's go to Meijer. Cool, we go to Meijer. Hey, we need some raffle tickets. Yeah, we don't have those. Do you know anybody that would have them? Maybe you should check like the hobby store. That sounds kind of all right, cool. Hey, we're at the hobby store. And it's like one thing my mom was never afraid of, and like that's what taught me to talk to people was like, and so I ended up finding the 50-50 tickets I needed, the raffle tickets I needed at the Five and Dime in Wyoming. And there was so many opportunities and so many things in my life that I did because I had to ask people, hey, do you know where I would find this? Like, and that's why, like, when I walk into a store, Courtney will be like, I don't know an example. Let's just say, hey, I need a 12-inch butter pan. She will walk to the fucking baking section and she will look up and down, right? Like, and so I will not do this, right? Like, I will walk in, the greeter's right there, and hi, how you doing? Great. Hey, I need a 12-inch baking pan. Great. You're gonna go down here and make a left. It's gonna be right there. Okay. I get there, it's not there. Boom, this guy. Hey, 12-inch baking pan. I was told it's around here. Oh, it's actually right over here. Boom. They will guide me right there. Time. If I know exactly what I'm looking for, this is what the fuck I ask. Because there's people that know what they have, right? Like, and the people at Meijer just like, even if they're in the grocery area, I can be like, hey man, I'm gonna go buy like a pack of cards. Where's that 17 over there? Like, and so being poor, my mom was always like, well, we gotta go find it. This is what we need. If I built a diorama, right? Like I needed a shoebox. We don't have a shoebox because we didn't buy shoes. Hey, we go to the shoe store, right? Hey, you guys got a spare shoebox? Like, well, yeah, of course we do, right? Like, and cool. Hey, now we go to the dollar store and get GI Joes. Like, hey, do you know where I'd be able to find fake trees? Well, there's a hobby place right up the road. Hobby place would have them for like $7. Be like, can't afford this. Do you know? Oh, there's a place over here like that'll sell them. Cool. Like, so sure, we'd spend $7 in gas, but like I'd have everything I need that would have cost me so much more. And now you can go online and you can get everything yesterday. So asking, right? Like, how can I save money? I have no problem with asking questions.
There are people out there that will help. You just have to find those people. There are a bunch of people out there that'll tell you to piss off. Those are just the ones to avoid.
Will they though?
Tell you to piss off? Oh yeah, there's plenty.
What are you asking for?
I don't know.
So
I just know there are people that'll tell you to piss off.
Sure, there's people that like, I don't know, but if you're specifically looking for something, not everybody's gonna know the best deal on something, right? So if I go to Meijer and go, hey, what's your cheapest pasta for the best bang for your buck? They're gonna be like, look, pasta's 18, right? Like pasta's they're not gonna know the cheap. Like I don't expect them to, but like you lead me to that spot, and I have to find from there. But I don't know. I think when you look at it, people are generally willing to help if you ask.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel that way.
Doesn't have to be financially. I mean,
no, there are plenty of things out there that I feel people won't help.
Really?
Oh yeah.
We should put this to the test.
Okay.
All right. What do we need? What do we need? You tell me what we need.
Fuck if I know.
You see, that's what I say. We got to figure out how to test this.
Okay.
Because like, right? You think about it. That was the other thing. I didn't have fucking GPS as a kid.
Yeah, you just found shit. You read a map.
Fact.
Can you read a map?
Fuck yes.
I am so good at reading maps.
And you know what else?
Huh.
Besides a map, There's a gas station with a guy named Clark behind the fucking counter. Hey, bud, I'm looking for the local this. Oh, yeah, you're going to go 2 streets up, make a right. This is going to be called Main Street. You're going to go here. Well, boom, there it is, right? I have no problem asking for directions. I have no problem because, again, I want it now. I can't find it. I don't have time to see. Granted, I have a GPS now, but like, I don't have time for this. Like, I have no problem asking for this.
Dawn's thing has always been if we go somewhere,
Yeah.
where do you go to get something to eat? So she'll go to, a bellhop or a front desk person or whatever. And she's like, where do you eat?
Sure.
Because she wants to eat where local people eat.
The best food.
Because they know where to eat.
Mhm.
We are pretty adamant. We don't eat at chain places when we go unless we don't have other options.
Sure.
We want to eat at local places. The Cuban restaurant I sent you in Miami. I was thrilled to go back there a second time. Janet sends text messages. Oh, you want to do IHOP or Denny's? Neither.
I went to Denny's last night or 2 nights ago.
Yeah, I don't want to do either. Thanks. I want, small business.
Yeah.
Find me a small business place. Well, we can go back to the place we had lunch the other day. Oh, perfect.
Deal.
Mind you, they have my favorite fan. It's called
the big
ass fan.
Big ass fan. It's an actual company.
It is.
They
I was very impressed.
yeah.
We walked by and I said to Mike, that's a big ass fan. He goes, it is a big ass fan. I'm like, no. I took a picture. He goes, oh my God, it's called Big Ass Fan.
So like I don't know. I'd like for you to have this idea of what I can't get help with.
Okay.
There's people that won't know where I have to vote. I get that, right? In a sense of, hey, where do I vote? But they'll tell me to Google it, right? But like,
Well, and I think it depends on who's asking sometimes too.
really?
Oh yeah.
I'd like to put this to the test. I mean, this will be fun. So, now, did we answer the 6? I mean, I think we spent an hour literally answering the 6.
That one question?
Where to
Yeah.
find this money?
We didn't really hit how to stick to the budget.
Sure.
And I think we should hit that. So one of the things I think you need to do is you need to look at your budget at least weekly. I look every day.
At least, right?
Yeah.
So, currently on a diet.
Yep.
Let's call it out right now. So dude, I just logged. As we're doing this, I just logged my next drink.
Yeah.
Because if I don't diligently actually log it, I will lose track of where I am and just go whatever, right? You said today, hey,
Yep.
I had this. So you don't know how many calories you have. Your intent is to stay close to,
Yep.
but you have no idea what you've had.
Correct.
Right? I know very specifically what I've had today and what I have left.
Well, I'm terrible at tracking it, and I know I need to be better. I have the app on my phone. It's just a pain in my ass. I don't want to do it.
Well, it's saying you don't, right? It's a pain. You don't want to
Yeah.
do it. It's not.
Which is the same thing with budgeting.
And exactly.
Pain in the ass. You don't want to do it,
Don't
but
wanna do it.
you have to. If it's important, you'll do it.
Want to be successful at it.
Correct.
You'll do it, right? Like if I want to be successful at actually losing weight, I have to pay attention to it.
Well, and you have to ask yourself, why do you have a budget? Do you have a budget just so that you don't overspend? Do you have a budget so that you save money? Do you have a budget so you can invest money?
Yep.
Have a plan. Once you have that plan, you can then figure out where you're going, because that's always the key. Where am I going? We've had Vanessa on several times, and I told her, I said, this is the strategy I would use if I'm you. And I told her, pay off, the smaller things quickly.
Yep. And she's
a lot
like me.
She's a lot like me too. She didn't sit there and go, I need to debt snowball Dave Ramsey bullshit.
Yep.
I want to get rid of the stuff that,
High interest.
high interest, higher balance, stuff that I really need to get rid of so that I'm paying less interest and I'm losing less money.
Yep.
And that is the smart way to do it. But a lot of people look at that and they're like, I need a win.
Yep.
And waiting 6 or 8 months for a win isn't good enough for them. So I could pay this off in 2 months, or I could pay that off in 6. Well, 2 months will make me feel like I won something.
Yeah. That's where Ramsey get his gazelle thing from, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no wrong way to do it. There's no right way to do it. The matter is just do it.
Yeah, you have to.
Right.
You just got to keep moving forward. Budgeting sucks.
100%.
but you got to do it.
Which, you know, I'm not great at budgeting. I'm the first to admit that. Like, but it's why I don't have a credit card.
I
It's
think
why I don't have.
I think that's wrong though. You and I are both great at budgeting.
Yeah.
We're not necessarily great at sticking to the budget.
Let's say
That's the problem.
right. You know, I say we're budgeting. We talked about. I just spent $0 yesterday.
Right.
That's a budget, right? I didn't track that, but I'm not great at tracking budgeting, but I'm good at budgeting.
Yes.
Right? Say I look at my bank account and go, that's not where I need it to be. Halt everything.
Yep.
Right. I'm an all or nothing kind of guy. So I'm looking at going to see my buddy hopefully in Houston soon. And I'm like, all right, I can do it now for $200, or I can do it in, as of right now, January, February for $250. And I'm like, that's $150 for my whole family. I'll probably spend the extra money because right now it's not the perfect time. So, you know, I'm trying to figure out, all right, what do I do? How do I do it? Let's make this happen. So, you know, really, I think your tracking is the biggest key, and it sucks, but like, you know, I'll give a shout out to it, right? I think it's still a thing. I don't know. I haven't listened to Dave Ramsey in a while, but like Every Dollar, I think he has an app called Every Dollar app or whatever. It tracks everything. There was Mint. It's not Mint.
Yeah, it's still Mint.
Is it?
Intuit owns it, but it's still Mint.
Yep. So it tracks your debit card. You put your debit card in there.
Yep.
It'll track all your stuff. It'll tell you where you spent it.
Yep. Personal capital's out there.
Okay.
Yeah, there's lots of ways to track.
There's tools, and to me, like, I'm old. If you're old like me, just get a fucking spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And David is old in that sense that he has
I love my
an
spreadsheets.
Excel, right?
Yeah, I have an Excel spreadsheet. I keep everything on it. It makes sense to nobody but me.
Mhm.
And I mean, I can tailor them to fit anybody, but I like what I have because I can forecast a year out and say, this is, you know, this is an issue right here in July.
Yep.
And how do I fix that issue?
We'll see. There's so many things, especially in your life. Like, dude, you guys get sick beyond anybody I know, right?
Thanks.
Like, I mean, think about it. Like, in the past 3 years, I mean, Caitlin's had
Countless surgeries.
surgeries,
Yeah.
3, whatever. Dawn's been in the fucking hospital. Who knows? You went in the hospital.
Tried to die.
Right? Like, there's so much to it. And so these people are talking about like $600 unexpected whatevers, and it's like, try this, right? Like,
Yeah. I literally budget $600 a month for medical.
Yeah.
Because I have to.
yeah, and that sucks, right? But like,
Yeah.
that's why we're so adamant about the fixing this medical bullshit. You know, I think that we need to figure out how to get people to understand. Write it down. It's just like your goals in life, right? Write your goals down. Hello, it's Nick.
Hey, this is Amber with Senior Medicare Advisor. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and you too, Amber?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. I'm calling to let you know that I'm the Senior Medicare Advisor, and based on our record, we show that you may qualify for a supplemental and Advantage Medicare plan.
Wow. And what does that entail?
So in order to qualify, I just need to ask you one question. Are you currently enrolled in Medicare Part A and B?
Yeah, sure.
How old are you?
66.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
You're sorry to hear I'm 66? What the fuck? Well, that was fun. So, you know,
You should have told him you were 34.
right? Let's see.
I love I'm sorry to hear that.
But, you know, writing everything down,
Yeah.
that's gonna be key for people. And it's not easy, it's not fun. Money can be fun when you're doing fun things with it, but money in general is not fun.
It's not.
Your investments, do you have fun with them?
No.
Exactly. They just sit there. They do things.
Yeah, I have fun when I spend my money and I go do things I want to do.
Right. It's fun to buy things.
Yes.
It's fun to sell that investment. It's not fun during the middle.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
Which is why you like to day trading, because you got to buy and sell constantly.
on a constant.
Whereas I'm just buying and holding, so it just sits there forever.
So, and say I just got an email an email and a text about my Betterment investment, right? Hey, Betterment.com just took, however much your investment's coming up, and I'm like, great, thanks. 22 other people, but do you know how much I hate Joe Buck?
I fucking hate Joe Buck too.
All right, let me read this to you
Okay.
because I have to. We're gonna tangent off.
I swear he hates everything about fucking Chicago. He says he doesn't, but he lies.
I don't know what the word is. All right. M has nothing but disdain for Joe Buck, and it cracks me up. Every time she hears his voice, Joe Buck, I don't care. So we're watching Domino Master,
Okay.
right? It is or was a show on Fox, and
Okay.
it's about building domino things. And Joe Buck commentates every time they start it. And this is the word Joe Buck. And my daughter knows how much I just can't stand Joe Buck. And I didn't say anything like last night. She just like, oh, Joe Buck, God, I don't care. Or like, Joe Buck, shut up. And I'm like, wow, I love this kid like more than I've ever loved a kid in my life. Like every time she would just, oh, Joe Buck. I'm like, yes, dude, I love it.
It's funny because when I was young, I
Yeah.
don't remember a severe dislike of announcers. And then Joe Buck.
Right? Like,
I love Jack Buck. He was great.
no, so, now we're gonna go to the Dave Ramsey thing. Another thing for me, right, is again when you look at your one of the sayings out there is, if you stop drinking your $7 a day Starbucks, that equals X amount of dollars per year. That'll equal a Ferrari. And then people go, where the fuck's your Ferrari? That's because everybody has something that they have to get rid of, right? And where's my Ferrari? In my bank account, asshole. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, but like if that's what it took is me stopping, like, again, the only thing I have is investments that come directly out of my account.
Mhm.
I have nothing else. And then I choose to swipe for almost everything else, right? Like nothing directly really comes out of my account. We talked about it stupidly. $150 fucking or $115 speeding ticket.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Like, didn't come directly out of my account. It's a random thing. Did it blow my budget? Sure. So I had one less seltzer that fucking I don't care. But like, I'm not gonna live my life to where one thing impacts me, right? Don't get me wrong, I've had it where I've had 3 roofs go out at the same time and I'm 60 grand fucking in debt. But yeah, that sucks, right? Like you suck it up, buttercup, and here we go, right?
Well, and for the most part, I mean, I know what I'm willing to give up. I know what I'm not willing to give up.
Yep.
And that's all a part of the budget.
Yep. And figure out what makes you, I was talking to a girl today and I was giving her shit because I like to figure out how people react.
Mhm.
And she had a Dunkin' Donuts coffee thing, and I was like, Dunkin' Donuts. And she's like, what? Cost half price of Starbucks. And I was like, I'm proud of you. I was just saying, like, fucking coffee, Like, we have free coffee we have Keurig in the office.
Mhm.
And I was like, at least you understand that it's half price and like you're doing whatever. And she's like, oh, I was like, I wasn't being a dick. I was just giving you shit because you have coffee. And so right, like there's that. Like if you absolutely know what you want from Starbucks, see if they'll make it at Big B, or I don't know, Big B's probably the same price, but like Dunkin' Donuts is the cheap version, right? Is the latte or whatever caramel latte cappuccino thing from Speedway for 99 cents good enough? I don't know. I'm not
Don preferred the Speedway coffee for a long time.
I'm not a coffee drinker, right? But
No, I'm not either.
all I'm saying is like 99 cents. And the problem is, I don't have to get on my car. For $7, I'm getting on my car,
Mhm.
right? Like, so figure out what you want. how bad you want it, make it happen.
So I know I wanted to plug a few things we got coming up.
Yeah.
So we need to find a Thursday that we can meet with another food truck person because they're just starting a food truck. So I have to look at a Thursday that might work. Yeah, I know it's going to be a tough one.
That's a rough one. Why a Thursday?
Thursday or Friday, he said.
Oh, I can.
You bowl on
I
Fridays.
bowl every Friday.
I work here every Friday.
Okay.
So
God.
maybe we'll be able to find a Thursday after Thanksgiving.
Well,
it'll have to
at
be.
least a second week after
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
We're gonna do a baseball episode coming up. We got to find time to do that.
Yep. Just ended.
Just ended the World Series. Yep.
Congrats to Mattress Mac.
Who?
Shut the fuck up.
Who?
Mattress Mac.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
$10 million bet on the Houston Astros to win the World Series and made $75 million.
No shit.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
We're gonna save that for fucking baseball episode.
All right.
I've met the first guy who's into baseball and watches TikTok that has no idea.
No fucking idea who that guy is.
I'm done with
I guarantee you, Mike and David won't
you.
either.
I'm done with you.
That's fine.
Done.
So we're gonna do a baseball episode coming up. We need to talk to Brent again.
Ashcroft.
Yeah.
Yeah, about points.
Yeah. We have so many more questions, and he was going to get his boss on.
We do.
So we're going to have to get a hold of him.
Year-end review.
Yeah, we got to do year-end review towards the end of the year here. We're going to do another beer episode, I think. Why are you giving me that look? We did all about beer before.
Gotcha. Okay, so we're going to bring in our special beers.
Yeah, and there's a beer game out there that I shared with you and Mike. Yeah, they're just a startup trying to get it off the ground. We need to talk to those guys.
Okay.
Maybe we need to have Beer Me in for the beer episode.
Maybe we should.
I think that's a good idea.
I'll see if they're back together.
Were they not together?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. We'll talk about that off the air.
So he's in Italy right now.
Really?
Yeah. Paul's a great guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, him and his wife are in Italy right now, enjoying it. I feel like my beard grew like 6 inches in like a week. I swear to God.
I know mine's growing because it's No Shave November.
It's literally getting so long. All right, and then we're gonna try to have a few more guests on.
Yep.
And gosh, we're in November. We're gonna have to step up our game here real quick.
We are.
Jeez, two a days.
I can't believe we're at the end of the year already.
Yeah. Oh, this has been a great year.
It has. We've been way more consistent this year because I didn't try to die and you were available, when
quite a bit.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
I think we've done good stuff. Like I said, our last episode got a lot of downloads immediately because people wanted to hear election stuff.
Yeah, and foreigners love to know how much we suck at life as Americans.
And sometimes, unfortunately, we do.
Now, I think we were gonna try to get other businesses on, especially for next year. If you're listening and you have any feedback and you have anything that you want to hear specifically, right? I mean, food trucks was a thing. Hey, I'm interested in opening it. How can I do this? So if you have something that you're interested in, send us what you want to hear and ask us a million questions. We don't care.
Yeah, we love the feedback.
We'll do the interview for you, and
yeah,
it'll be our time. You just happen to be the silent observer,
right?
So, I'd love to do some real estate stuff coming up, especially for what's happening with the economy right now. So, I got to give a shout out.
Shout out
Bud Light. Man, you guys rock these little seltzers, man.
They're actually very good.
Yeah, I drank all of them. Pretty happy with them. So David, what do you got?
Shout out to Spruckers for their cream soda and their orange dream. Loved them both.
Your root beer sucks, but no,
I like their root beer too. I do.
Yeah.
You don't like root beer, really?
No, I do.
Oh, it's grape you don't like.
It's grape I don't like.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, they're according to my wife and I went through a big root beer and cream soda kick.
Yeah.
Trying all different places, all different things, and Spruckers was.
I like it. I mean, it's not the best out there, but I do like it.
It's like Dogs and Suds was pretty decent. So
I like Weingart's.
I like Henry Weingart's is way up.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Way up.
so good.
Oh yeah, way up.
A&W from the tap is great.
From the tap, dude. They stopped doing the tap out there on Cedar Springs exit.
Did they?
Yeah, kept gumming up the lines because of how much shit was in it.
They got the one in Frankenmuth, and they got one at Woodfield Mall in Schaumburg.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
No,
that.
not Frankenmuth, Birch Run.
Oh, Bertrand. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I say the Woodfield. Oh yeah, right outside there. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Woodfield Mall. We go to there quite often. So I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah.
But I'm done drinking pop for a while, so we'll see. So as always, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your family. Sorry this one wasn't so focused on the topic at hand, but
I mean, that's kind of par for the course with us, isn't it?
let's say, especially after we get done with a great episode.
Yeah,
that
we
usually happens.
we tend to go off topic quite a bit.
So,
And we really stayed on topic last week.
yeah, very much.
David and Jim had a lot to do with that. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll be back next week.
You've dialed in
To Bucks and Brews, you might hear something
you can use.
like tips on your cash or tips on the suds.
You're gonna want to
The
use
smarts of these
because
stuff.
they know the
And
brews.
they know the Bucks, and they know they can't help the stubborn fucks.
So listen up, cause shit's not funny.
Save yourself some
Beer money, bucks,
and brews.
Bucks and
Bucks
Brews.
and brews.
Bucks and Brews.